Om Shanti, this is Sakar Murli of 4th March 2023. Essence, sweet children, you are on a spiritual pilgrimage. You have to forget the conscience of bodies and the old world and the written form. Stay in remembrance of the One Father. Question: what should each one of you ask yourself as a detached observer? Answer: just as the Father, as the detached observer, observe the stage of each one of you to see what you are like and whether you experience supersenses joy having attained the Father. Similarly, ask yourself, to what extent do I consider myself to be fortunate? How much happiness do I have? Have I claimed my full inheritance from the Father? Have I created heirs? Have I become the charitable soul by burning my sins away with the power of yoga? Song: O traveler of the night, do not become weary. The destination of the dawn is not far off. Om Shanti. It has been explained to you, children, that just as souls are imbibed as peace, in the same way the Supreme Soul is also embodied of peace. The meaning of Om has also been explained to you. Om means I am a soul and this is my body. Sannyasis say that they are the Brahma element. They consider the Brahma element to the God they call create Maya. They say that that is the meaning of Aham Brahma, I am Brahma. But all of that is wrong. Whatever people do, all of the based on the way that they have heard from the human beings. Whatever everyone said or whatever system someone created, they all began to follow that. The name of that person is then glorified. That too is fixed in the drama. The Father now says, O traveler, where are you traveling to? To the Supreme Abode. This is the spiritual pilgrimage for spirits. This is the pilgrimage for the souls to be back home. The guide is definitely needed. When someone comes from above, a guide is appointed to show him the main places. Supreme Father, Supreme Soul is called the guide. Just as there are all guiders who guide you on pilgrimage, the Father says, children, I have now come to take you children back home. This is such a first-class pilgrimage. Devotees have been doing devotion for this for half a cycle. They say, come and take us the one, our Supreme Abode. There are many types of physical pilgrimage. There are so many physical guides. Whereas there is the only one spiritual guide. They have shown the Pandav army and the Shakti army. This is not a question of war. The Father sits here and says, oh sweet children, first of all, there has to be the faith that He truly is our Father. Our intellect should be connected to yoga, to the Father. Baba has come to take us back. This here is the land of sorrow, an impure world, hell. There is the name of hell. It is said, left for the heavenly apart. This is definitely something new. People don't know anything but simply speak about it. They continue to speak of the customs and systems that have continued. So and so emerges into the light. That is, their soul become God. They don't know what this is drama and their soul has immortal. A part of 84 births is recorded in the imperishable souls. A part is recorded in the Supreme Soul too. This is called the wonder of drama. You actors have bigger parts than this God. He is the creator and director, and you have to become deities. Have the biggest part of all. Your part is continue from the beginning to the end. Father has no part in the golden age and silver age. Baba doesn't have to do anything there. At this time, I do a lot of service. I have to please you children and also the devotees. When devotees have a vision of God, they think that they have attained God. Devotees are so well known. That is the rosary of devotees, whereas this is the rosary of Rudra. There is no devotion in the rosary of knowledge. Those on the path of knowledge imbibe knowledge from the ocean of knowledge and also uplift the devotees. The rosary of Rudra is then create of them. You children understand that you are now a spiritual pilgrimage. While living at home with your families, you have to increase your remembrance. That is a very sweet thing. The Father is also creator. He creates children. He has created a mouth-born creation of Brahma. You also say that you are the children of Shiv Baba. He then gives the main direction, Manmanabhav. I have come to teach you. I also taught you this Raj Yoga. Identically 5000 years ago, I am speaking to you in corporeal souls. You take the support of your organs, whereas I took the support of this one organs. You now have to return home, and this is why you have to forget this old world. This is called regeneration. First of all, have a faith and you are souls, not bodies. Forget the conscience of your bodies. Remuneration of the old world. I have to come to take you back. Therefore, follow my Srimad. Forget your bodies and all your family relationships. Remember the one Father. You don't receive a kingdom without making effort. You have to become the masters of the world. You are now receiving the knowledge that I have in me. Everything is explained to you and essence in detail. Such a huge tree emerges from the seed. If you go in the detail of the tree, there could be a lot of expansion. The Father says, now forget this old tree. Now simply continue to remember me. God speaking, I teach you Raj Yoga and give you the knowledge of creation. To know how create this creation and how it grows, understand the drama. Only human beings know this. God only teaches human beings. The Gita is main one. The Gita is glorified. God speaks. This mention in the Gita, it is not that God Vyasa speaks. They say that God Sri Krishna speaks the Gita and that Vyasa wrote it down. However, it has written later. If it were written at the present time, it could be destroyed. Perhaps you could write 2 or 4,000 Gitas. There are thousands of millions of those Gitas. Nevertheless, the same old scriptures emerge which they then copy. Whatever words are written in the Gita are the same ones that will emerge word by word. That is fixed in the drama. At whatever happened this time scriptures were written, they will definitely be written at the same time again. The same one are becoming the Lakshmi and Narayan. Their same palaces will also be built again. At this time, Baba gives you the knowledge of this Kalpa tree and the drama. He says, I meet you now and I will continue to meet you in every cycle. It is also written, God speaks. I teach you Raj Yoga. God makes the world new. Therefore, He could definitely make you into kings. He could not make you into the kings of the copper age. He says every cycle, I only come at the confluence age. I guide good. Remain and with you until the end. When a guru dies, This throne will be continuous. The father also says, I have to take all of you back home. I become my accurate time. No one else can be explained these things. The term Marmanabhav is mentioned in the Gita at the beginning and also at the end. He says, remember me, I will make you into the masters of the world, like Lakshmi and Narayan. I will make you into the kings and the queens. And you will also take rebirth in the sun and moon dynastic clans. You are now in the iron age, and I taking you with the iron age to the golden age. I come and carry out establishment every cycle. I only at this time. I too am bound by the drama. He observes as the detached observer the stage of each of you to see what your stage is like. Having found the unlimited Father, do you experience super senses joy or not? Each one of you can ask your heart, to what extent do I consider myself into the fortune? Having become a child of Father, have we claimed fully inheritance from the Father? It doesn't Baba make you into everyone's into Lakshmi and Narayan. This is a study and it depends on how much efforts each of you makes. When you study at school, you have to aim an object. You know that the Father has come and teach you Raj Yoga exactly as he told 5000 years ago. God speaks, I change you from the impure human beings into the pure deities. God is teaching you into He could definitely make you into the gods and goddesses, just as a barrister could make you others into barristers. On the path of devotion, they speaks of gods and goddesses, but they are in the fact deities. They speaks of the original element deity religion. You know how the Father comes and teaches you. You have the main aim and objects in your intellect. Your intellect have to rotate the discussions. While living at home with your families remain pure. If you don't become pure, how could you become the masters of the pure world? No one else can understand the secrets of drama the Father has, and these pictures etc. made Baba has not an artist. No one else can be needed these things made. There are maps. This is a tree and it sits up above. Jagadamba is sitting beneath. The Kalpa tree is the sheep fulfilling everyone's desire for the happiness. In the golden age, there is no mention of sorrow. You could say that you are becoming the masters of the new world. It cannot be the God long as to change humans into deities. Shaktis sing this praise of him. Deities were the masters of heaven. They have been converted into others' religion and will now continue to emerge. We now say that they belongs to the Brahmin religion, although we write that the belonging to the Brahmin religion, those people still put it down as Hindus because they don't have the column of the Brahmin religion. Even if we put deities, they could change that into the put divine Hindus because the name of the Brahmins and deities have disappeared. You children know that you are now making effort to becoming deities. There the custom of everyone, kings, queens and subjects is the same as that is the Lakshmi and Narayan. The gold colored custom is the dress of the golden aged Sun dynasty. Then later in the silver age, the king of Brahma, they have a different dress. Their costumes and systems are different. Sri Krishna is always shown in the gold custom. Therefore, now have to the faith that the Father is giving you in the inheritance of heaven. This land of death is the end. When you constantly continue to remember the Father, you will become completely voiceless. Your sins will continue to be cut away with the power of the yoga, and you will become the charitable souls. You are surrendering yourself to the Father. You are performing charity, and your souls will continue to perform pure by having the remembrance. It is very easy to explain to everyone. Have you ever heard the versions of the God? He is the Father who established heaven. Remember the Father and the inheritance. If you don't want to become the emperor, then tell Baba how many subjects you have created. Many write that so and so gave them drushti, that the arrow shot them. You have to make efforts to create subjects and hires. It is very easy to create subjects, but who could then sit on the throne? They too have the created by having your making effort. You have to become conqueror of Maya and the conqueror of the world. Those who are defined by Maya are defined by everything. Take power from the Father. You children have to make the effort. If you become confused about anything, keep asking the Father. The Father is teaching you, and so you could not take doubt about that. Many storms of many types of thoughts will come and try to break your intellect yoga. Storms will become and Maya will be. Perhaps you have great deal. Then you could say, my head is been spoiled. Illnesses that you never have previously will be continued now. Many obstacles will come, but you must not become weak in this. Acha. To the sweetest beloved long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Bab Dada and sweetest Mama. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. Spiritual children says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. First point. Stay on the first class spiritual pilgrimage that the Father has taught you. Forget everything else including your body by following Srimad. Second point. Never become weaker or have a doubtful intellect because of any storm of Maya. Don't become confused about anything. Blessing. May you be an incarnation of power and make a crooked path of straight by experiencing being full, remembering constantly full of the treasure of powers, virtues, knowledge and happiness. Then with your intoxication of fullness, even a crocus of path will become the straighten. If you are the empty, you are become a Putin of the following into the Potale. You have good gate spanners. Those who are weaker and empty get their thoughts spinned. An incarnation of the power means no one makes contact to make crooked by the path of straight. Those who take such a contact can never say that the path is crooked. If someone else falls, it is because of the lack of the attention or because of the intellect is not full. Slogan. Those who imbibe spiritually intoxication are the spiritual roses. Om Shanti.